Hooray! It's prepatch day! A time for everybody to go and start to piss and moan about what's going on and what's new in the world. Because everything is fucked up and the world is turned upside down. Why the new character models? Why everything's changed? Why does my class not have as many buttons as it used to have? Well, I wanted to review a couple of these topics with you guys, so I could explain it a bit better to you. So, without prolonging it any further, let's continue. So, the new character models. Well, opinions are divided amongst people, but the main opinion I've been able to read on the forums and on our lovely LFRP chat is that the Alliance models aren't as good as they should be. They're looking like anime puppets with big eyes and sad little faces. Night Elves being the worst because they're the most bouncy class of them all at the moment. And for those who don't like them, I suggest you go to the barbershop and swap to a new face, try them out, try out different styles, see what works for you. If that still doesn't work, there is an option in the menu, which in the video you should be able to see now, to disable this function and go back to your old character, which is what I've done. There's also the matter of fact of the outlining of characters when you hover over them, which is also relatively simple to just turn off in a menu. Do note that some outlinings might still exist in the game and you can't do anything about that. It's new models, it's something new. Go with the flow, try it out. If it doesn't work, just opt out of it. Don't make too much of a fuss about it. For now I can't see that it's gonna be permanent, so don't worry. Well, as you all know, I like PvP the best of all things to do on World of Warcraft, ganking, World PvP, Arena, RPGs, normal BGs, I don't really care as long as I can kill a horde or an alliance if it's with the thingy. As long as I can kill, I'm happy. In general, PvP seems to be fairly okay-ish. You have to remember that it's built for level 100, so we don't have all our abilities yet, and with the abilities that have been stripped away from us, playstyle is gonna be different. From what I've noticed, it's gonna be a lot faster, as there's not as much CC going on and more DPS. So yeah, get used to the fast pace, find out what works best for you, and don't be afraid at this point to experiment and just jump into skirmish and try it out. The best classes at the moment, from what I've from what I could see, the best classes at the moment which I've seen are Feral, Combat Rogue and Disc Priest. Well, if you go back to the Druids, Balance and Resto are relatively easy to kill, while Feral just heals up, is a good off healer for some bizarre reason, and it can kill things rather fast. Combat Rogues can free hit people. The other specs from the Rogues I've encountered have not been difficult to counter and to kill, but Combat Rogues die hard out there. Combine them with a Disc Priest, which is relatively unkillable at the moment, and you've got a very dangerous setup. The most surprising though I found in PvP is the Arcane Mage. In my opinion, is the strongest spec in the free mage trees. Arcane has gotten Supernova, which does so much damage that it can two-shot you if you're not careful enough with it. That sums it up for me in the general PvP for now. Chapter 3, this part is the Hunter. My favorite class of all time, I guess. State of the Hunter is, well, not bad PvP wise, but it's not top of the line. We're missing some really key moves. but it's not something that has me concerned. That will be the support class for the rest of the time, though Aspect of the Fox is mainly a PvE thing and I don't really see the purpose for it as of yet in PvP. I'm sure it'll come in handy with healers being able to cast while on the move, but a 3-minute cooldown on a 6-second free cast time while running, well, that's not gonna do it for me. For losing all my other abilities, would have rather had Scare Beast back than have Aspect of the Fox. Aspect of the Hawk has been baked into our class, so people who were worried about that, it's a shame you can't click it anymore, but it's still there. It's just passive, as everything's gone passive. PvE versus PvP, well, the only thing I can tell is that from the friends I've been talking to is that hunters are at the bottom of the class whatever spec they try. MM seems to be the best for PvE because it does the most damage, but still you won't get very far with it. PvP wise, hunters are doing okay, but the only viable spec at the moment is BM yet again in pre-patch. It seems to be always BM, which Blizzard is referring to as the best PvP spec. I know some people dislike using BM, but yeah, you can go about moaning. It's not good, but if it works, it works, and I'll revert back to MM or survival as soon as it's possible. On that subject, there is a report which I'm gonna put down in the description of one of the Blizz developers, which has stated that they know that the hunter is broken at the moment and they're gonna do everything about it to fix it as soon as possible. When this time is, if it's past the pre-patch, start of WOD, or midway through WOD, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what comes up. I think with level 100, looking at the talents, I think survival is gonna be viable in PvP with the exotic ammunition, but I haven't tested it in PTR, so I wouldn't know yet. Plus it's beta, and beta is always subject to change, and BM just looks best at this current point. At level 100 it'll have adaptation, which will give you even more damage to your pet. So who knows, we might be staying BM for a while, or we might go to survival, or the MM mastery might change, we'll see. As for hunters that want to know what talents to pick, well, MM I don't really recommend because you have to stand still, so I'm not gonna go and dive into those talents. Murder of Crows is out of the question because it's becoming a focus dump and you have no way of retrieving all that focus because focus fire has gone. So yeah, my only advice is for those who go into BM, use Blink Strike, don't go Stampede, even though it's very tempting. And use, that's from the top of my head, and use Dire Beast. Dire Beast stacks with your mastery, so it'll be the best to use in PvP situations. It'll bring up your PvP, or your it'll bring up your damage by about 15k, I think. But don't hold me to these numbers. I hope it's been explanatory to you all, and yeah, feel free to ask me questions in game. Take care and farewell. I'm Grave. Best to you all.